Hi guys, this is your fourth homework video due next Monday. Today we're going to be talking about water. Water is probably the most important molecule in the world. Water is a special molecule. It's only made up of hydrogen and oxygen. This makes water inorganic, not organic, because all organic molecules have carbon and water does not. Now water has a very interesting shape that's going to become important when we talk about a characteristic called polarity. So, water is polar. All that means is that we have a negative end and a positive end. So, our oxygen has a negative pole, like a north pole, and a positive end, which is the south pole. Now, because it's polar, this means water is able to dissolve things. It is a solvent. Now, water can dissolve just about any other polar molecule. So we call it the universal solvent. It dissolves everything. So for example, if you put salt, NaCl, table salt, in water and stir it, the salt dissolves. Water also has another property called cohesion. Cohesion is water sticking to itself. So one water molecule will stick to another water molecule. The reason it does this is because of hydrogen bonds. So, if we look here, we have a hydrogen bond connecting the hydrogen atom of one water molecule to the oxygen atom of another. Our hydrogen bonds are because this is negative, this is positive. Opposites attract. Water also has the property of adhesion. So cohesion is it sticking together. It's like cohabitating with itself. Adhesion is water sticking to other things. So when we pour water into a beaker, the water will stick to the sides. It's holding on to the glass molecules. When you pour soda or some other liquid, some beverage, into your glass, you get those little droplets down the side. That's because of adhesion. We also have something called surface tension. Now, because of all those hydrogen bonds holding our water molecules together, our surface tension makes it hard to break the surface of the water. So there are some insects that can actually walk on top of this. For those of you who did putting droplets of water on a penny, you know what I'm talking about. We also have a process called capillary action. Now this allows water to travel from the roots all the way up to the leaves of a plant through their vascular tissue. The adhesion sticks the water to the sides of the plant, and the cohesion makes the water want to stick to itself. So it slowly slurps right up to the top of the plant against gravity. Water also has a property called density. Now, density is how tightly packed together different molecules are. Water is unique because it is less dense as a solid, ice, than as a liquid, water. For most things, the opposite is true. So this is why when water freezes, it expands. So it's less dense, there's more air molecules floating around in there, and that's why ice floats. Because water is less dense as a solid than as a liquid. And finally, let's talk about specific heat. Water heats up really, really slowly. I know, I'm from Long Island, and during the summer months, the water in the ocean would be so cold. Like, it could be 90 degrees outside and you would have goose pimples and be shivering if you went in July. If you go in October, the water has finally warmed up. It's cold outside, but it's warm in the water. This is because water has a high specific heat. It's hard to heat up, and it's hard to cool down. And that's it for our discussion on water. Hope you have a great weekend.